Hi, I'm Donna Miller. I'm going to show you how to make a background for a birthday mermaid card. If this is your first time on the channel, please consider clicking and subscribing. Don't forget to hit that bell to get notified of future videos. So let's get started. We're going to start with the background for our card. And to get started, I'm using Distress Oxide. This is peacock feathers. The cardstock that I'm using is from Michael's. It's the Recollections. It's the 110-pound cardstock. I'm just using a stencil that I cut out myself with my Cricut. It's very easy to just find an image that you enjoy online, which I just found a random cloud image and just uploaded it onto Design Space. And then I used this plastic piece that I got from Hobby Lobby that I found in the quilting section to make my own cloud. So as I'm going on here, I'm just using the peacock feathers, and as I go higher, I want the cloud to look a little bit darker. So now I'm going to bring in some broken china, and I'm just going to go back and forth and just blend this together. And as I'm blending this, I'm just rearranging the clouds in different formations so that they don't all look the same. And you can use both sides of your stencil. You're not limited to just one side of the stencil. I'm using this makeup brush that I got from Walmart. It only cost about $5 and it came with multiple brushes. And I really like the crisp lines that I get whenever I use this makeup brush. Now, since I'm using that makeup brush for my oxide inks, I'm going to be bringing in my Distress ink, which is completely different formulation from the oxides. And I don't want to use my makeup brush on there because I do not want to blend Distress ink with Distress oxide ink. Since their formulations are different, you need to use different brushes for the different formulations. So I'm just blending these colors together just to give me a really pretty cloud background. To finish off the background of my card, I had my Cricut write the words "Mermaid Kisses" on the background of my card. And to do that, I used my iPad and I used the Snap Mat feature on my iPad so that I could take a picture of the background and then I could move the words over top where I wanted it to be on the card. Now I got these waves off of Miss Kate Cuttables and I cut those out in different colored cardstock, and I like using Recollections cardstock. I find that my Cricut cuts it the best, and if you struggle with getting your Cricut to cut intricate cardstock, I would really recommend using Recollections cardstock. And I just am using art glitter glue, and I just wanted the layers to be layered a little bit alternating off of each other so that it looks like the waves are all popping up off of the ocean on here. The mermaid came from Miss Kate Cuttables, and I just love all of the intricate details on there. I cut this out with Recollections cardstock, and my Cricut did a fantastic job with that. So I'm going to use an action wobble on the back of this, and I'm placing that in the center of her head. And then this really gives it a lot of dimension. So as you place that down, it really pops up your image, and it's a fun interactive card for people. So as I did this, I noticed that the tail really hung down and she just didn't wobble the way that I felt like she should wobble. So I was just really kind of disappointed in that. And then I realized that it's not the action wobble itself, it's the placement of the action wobble. You do have to really kind of pay attention to where you're placing it at. So I went ahead and peeled that off, and even as I peel that off, you can see it messed up some of that cardstock. I'm not going to worry about that because I'm placing that mermaid over top of that anyway, and no one would ever be able to see it. So I'm looking and I'm trying to put this back together, and no matter how hard you try, it's just not going to work. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a new one. So as I did this, instead of placing it in the center of her head, which is so tempting because it has so much more space up there, I'm going to place this in the center of her body instead. And as I press that down, you're going to notice a huge difference. You really need to place your action wobble so that they're in the center of your image. And you can see that now she really pops up and she really comes to life and she springs really well. So I'm going to mat her down on this darker cardstock that also came from that Recollections pack. It's really nice when you can buy paper packs like that to match up your cardstock so that they all have a nice flow together. So looking at this card, it says Mermaid Kisses on the outside, and the inside of the card says, "And birthday wishes, happy 6th birthday." So I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have a wonderful day. If you enjoy learning about making cards, learning about Inkscape, Cricut Design Space, and Brother Scan and Cut, please consider clicking and subscribing. Don't forget to hit that bell to get notified of future videos.